You know what I mean? It's a hard job. It can actually crack you up.
So what, we're picking our own team?
That's it, mate.
What, you four be the rest of us? You four be the rest of us?
Oh, where's more or less us versus
Let's this fella here.
Junkie bastard. Nettles, isn't it? Goldie's fucking rubbish at football. Any prefer cricket and I like netball myself. Arsenal's lose finals.
That was a goal, mate.
Goal. It was a fucking wicked goal. Great goal. No, it's a great goal. It was a great goal. Trenton Shilton.
Where is Peter Shilton right now? Trenton, you had a video, mate.
Oh yeah, we've been playing, that's why I was low left. What? We was playing up here, weren't we? Yeah. Picky! Had one up! I told you, right?
I've been working in record stores since I was 17, and I used to work in an R.I.P, and basically around that time, that was when techno and that was just starting to sort of come through, so I was like literally picking it up straight off the shelf.
We started to promote sort of small series of underground illegal raves in our area where we come from. We'd have like 300 people come down, and it would just be a hardcore kind of drug-induced warehouse vibe of party.
Just the buzz of like of an illegal party, and then the police coming and stopping it, and a load of kids getting together and putting it on. And that was, I think that was like the early buzz from the scene.
It's the same with us, you know. Don't get too complicated. It's all about like a party thing, and do a lot of tunes to play on systems, you know.
DJ'd on a few pirate radio stations, Defection FM, Underground FM, Subtransmission FM. From the radio stations, build up a reputation, or a relationship I should say, with Kemistry and Storm, who basically introduced me to the whole Metalheadz fraternity.
I just always knew I was going to be a musician. My father told me to do something else, but it didn't really work.
I mean, there's not many labels that can't put anything out for 4 months and 5 months and still be fucking out there, because that's just what we do. What do? Just be like, every week, keep going until it's saturated, until it's fucked. You can't do that, man. And if it's not happening on the label, it's happening in the club. It's happening in the club, it's happening on the label.
You know, you can go through and never realise that there's a whole different world beneath the surface, man, like the underground thing. A mate of mine played me a few records and I was like, what the fuck's this, man? I haven't fucking heard this on the radio, you know what I mean?
It hasn't gone mainstream, but it seems like, and when I say mainstream, I mean like a lot of adverts, yeah, just a lot of television adverts, a lot of just background music behind presenters on TV shows. It's got all drum and bass rhythms, but for some reason or not, they don't seem to be produced by the real people in drum and bass. They're just the same old TV producers that get sample CDs and just emulating what the drum and bass people do.
You can switch on your TV and listen to some advert and it's bare break beats on it. Do you know what I mean? So that just shows you how much we've had an effect on the whole scene and society. Because 10 years ago, they would have said, what are you talking about, speeded breaks? You know what I mean? They didn't want to know.
Even semi-consciously, you're listening to the music, semi-consciously even. So like you say, in an advert, a break thing, Sky Sports or whatever, you know, you are hearing the music and people aren't even realising that.
Well, it's difficult to say what mainstream really is. If we look at the hip-hop scene, you know, we got the hardest tunes selling the most, and you know, but what is mainstream and what isn't? It's whoever wants to listen to it and whoever wants to buy it.
We've had a lot of artists and producers that have actually signed to majors and have actually released singles with the intention of going towards the charts or being commercially orientated in that way.
You go to a major label, if guys sitting there chatting a load of crap, then I'm not interested. You know, if he's got something to say, he's genuine and he's understanding where we're coming from, then we're interested.
I don't think it is mainstream. I mean, fundamentally it's just good.
If we got drum and bass tracks on top of the pops, then people would view that as being that's mainstream, it's pop, what they doing and things like that.
Really, it's, when you make music, ultimately you make it for yourself, but it's nice to play it to people, man, and hear what they think and get reactions, and you know, I like that. So as far as I'm concerned, I want as many people as possible to hear my music.
Drum and bass is the next level, and I think personally drum and bass is the music for the millennium.
It's not following no commercial pattern. I mean, the commercial press, the commercial record labels focused on the scene for the last couple of years, and they've long moved off it onto speed garage, onto the next thing. And people have even said, oh, drum and bass have died out, but that's bullshit, because the underground scene are still solid and following their roots.
The majors are like, you know, I mean, come on, you know what I mean? It's 1998, they're still doing the same old thing, and really they've got to take more notice. And what I'd like to see happen is people like, you know, Frosty, Brian, you know, other people taking charge, and hopefully majors coming forward and saying, well, look, hang on a minute, you know what I mean? Everyone can have a piece of the pie, but why don't we do the A&Ring, okay? And they just sell the records, because that's what they're good at. Give us the distribution worldwide, and we take care of business. Right, and the old cream crackers.
Once again, another sparkling day at the Headz camp. It always starts in rain, but as you can see, it always finishes in bright sunshine. 7-1, Goldie at Headzville. 7-1, good day.
We've got shows on Kiss, Radio 1, so you know, 10 years from now, hopefully it would have taken over the whole planet.
Just locked on, it's Radio 1, it's Grooverider in the chair till the hour of 4. Music policy, drum and bass strictly. As I say, in 15 minutes or so we go into the mix from Creamfields. Musicology, Radio 1 is where you hear it first, remember that.
Some noise for the rider!
What it is that we just try to stay on top of music. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we just always on the lookout for new things. You know, you can't get stuck in the same thing for so many years without changing. Do you get what I'm saying? And we're like, you know, we like to change. You know, it's progression for us, you know, and that's how we work, and that's how I work. They're my rules. You know, always be on the lookout, never be negative to anything that's new. You know, and that's the way you learn.
Send that one out to Dire Sub, also to Crust. And not forgetting the Hen Poncho, Ronnie Size.
I don't have a like a plan or anything. You know, it's just whatever hits me at the time. Because music's a heart thing, it's not a head thing.
DJing is really easy, okay? I mean, anyone can do it, you know, anyone can play a couple of records, do you know what I mean? But, at the end of the day, you've got your dons, you've got your real heavyweights, you've got your maestros, you've got your leaders, and to me, if you ask me who the two best DJs in breakbeat, drum and bass are, the two guys who I'd run a long way to go and listen to, it would be Grooverider or Crust. At the end of the day, the dons are the dons, and you need them, and they inspire the J Majiks and the Giles Petersons to go along and play a few breakbeat records and get away with it.
I just hope that, you know, one day I can switch on the radio and it's just going to be drum and bass all day long. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of producers now have just got to keep their flavours. Instead of moving on to something new and forgetting the old flavours, forgetting the techno, maybe it's moved on to another thing now. They might forget the funk. They shouldn't forget the funk. Keep with the funk. Keep all flavours running, because it gets too concentrated into one flavour. I just think everyone should keep the flavours, keep all the flavours, and keep rolling out all the flavours.
In the future, they can look at that and say that was as far into the future as anyone was going.
To me, it's the most futuristic music going at this present moment. There's nothing else that is so advanced. You know, every other type of music I look at it is very timid.
If you knew what people were going to be making tomorrow, you would have made it last week, but
it's just going to progress into, well, it's in its own thing already, it's established its own thing, and it will just carry on.
From what I can see, drum and bass is just spreading all over the world, you know, which is another thing that shocks me.
A lot of the artists are moving on to setting up other records or signing to bigger labels, but they keep putting out their underground tracks through a label like Metalheadz, and that's so important for the music to be alive.
Basically, all the overground people, they always look to the underground to see what's new, and they grab hold of that and make it overground. So if we can establish a real underground drum and bass network in the States, then it's going to cross over. It just might take 10 years.
The times that they're going through now is the reward for all the times they went through then. Do you know what I mean? When they were putting in like 3-4 gigs a night, when guys were travelling like, yo, this part of London, that north of England, down here, over there, so they put in the work. They put in the work, so at the end of the day, they're just reaping the rewards of what they've created for themselves, really.
So whether or not he stops tomorrow, I don't really give a fuck, to be quite frank, because we did it all. I kind of did it all. I wasn't really supposed to get out of Warsaw, was I? Let's face it. I wasn't supposed to get further than the bottom of Louis Joseph Children's Home, Drive. But I got out of there. So anything, I don't really give a fuck what happens after tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? I could go home and die. And it doesn't really matter to me. What really matters is just that I'm not forgotten. And the music is obviously entombed, so to speak. It's already kind of scratched into the rocks. It already exists.